Hello, friends. Welcome back to our travel series. I'm Martha.
And I'm Jonas. Hi, everyone. Today, we are going to dive deep into one of our absolute favorite topics, traveling around the world.
Oh, yes. There's nothing like exploring new places, tasting local food, meeting new people, and learning about different cultures. Don't you agree, Jonas?
Absolutely. Travel opens up your mind in ways nothing else can. Martha, let's start simple. If you could pick one destination as your dream place to visit, where would it be?
It's so hard to choose just one, but I think Italy would definitely top my list. The history, the architecture, the culture, and the food. I can't imagine anything more beautiful.
Italy is amazing. I've always imagined walking through Rome, seeing the Colosseum, visiting the Vatican, and just soaking in all that history. And Venice, gondolas, canals, and the small bridges, it's so romantic.
Exactly. And don't forget Florence. The art, the museums, the Duomo. It's like stepping back into the Renaissance. And the countryside in Tuscany with the rolling hills and vineyards. It's pure dreamland.
I can see why you love Italy so much. For me, I'd pick Iceland. The landscapes there are surreal. Volcanoes, glaciers, hot springs, and the northern lights. It's like a whole other planet.
Iceland sounds magical. I've always wanted to see the northern lights. I imagine standing outside at night, watching green and purple lights dance across the sky. It must feel like a dream.
It really is. And the adventure opportunities are incredible. Hiking across glaciers, exploring ice caves, soaking in natural hot springs. Every corner of the country is like an adventure waiting to happen.
That's exactly the magic of travel. Each place has its own unique story and atmosphere. I remember visiting Greece once, walking through the narrow streets of Santorini, the white houses with blue domes, the endless sparkling sea. It felt like stepping inside a painting.
Greece is on my bucket list too. The mythology, the ancient ruins, the beaches, and the food. I've seen pictures of the sunsets there, but I imagine the real thing must be breathtaking.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of travel. The experiences, the moments, the people you meet. Sometimes the unexpected moments become the most unforgettable.
Exactly. Like the time I got lost in a small town in Portugal and ended up having dinner with locals. They shared stories, homemade wine, and traditional dishes I had never even heard of before. It turned into one of the most memorable nights of my life.
Oh, wow. That's the best part of traveling, the surprises. I remember in Morocco, I wandered into a small market in Marrakesh, got lost in the alleys, and ended up joining a local family for mint tea. The warmth, the laughter, the spices, it was unforgettable.
Yes, and the local markets are always so lively. You see colors, smells, textures, and sounds you can't experience anywhere else. Traveling really teaches you to be present in the moment.
Absolutely. And sometimes it also teaches patience and flexibility, like missing a train, getting delayed at an airport, or facing language barriers. All of it becomes part of the adventure.
True. I remember in Japan, the train system is so punctual that when I thought I was late, I actually arrived too early. But then I explored a little neighborhood, found a hidden cafe, and tried a dessert I would never have discovered otherwise.
That's beautiful. That's why spontaneous adventures are often the best. You get to discover hidden gems and meet people who leave lasting impressions.
Exactly. And travel also connects you to humanity in a way nothing else can. You share smiles, stories, and experiences with people from completely different backgrounds, yet you feel a connection.
I totally agree. Like in India, I stayed in a small village for a few days. The family I stayed with welcomed me like I was part of their own. We cooked together, shared meals, celebrated local festivals. It was such a deep, meaningful experience.
That's the kind of memory that stays with you forever. And the food, oh, Martha, have you ever noticed that food tells the story of a place? Like the spices, the flavors, even the way it's cooked.
Oh, yes, food is an essential part of travel. In Italy, I had pasta in a tiny restaurant in Naples, and it was the best pasta I've ever tasted. Fresh ingredients, simple preparation, and love in every bite.
And in Thailand, I tried street food in Bangkok. Pad Thai, mango sticky rice, fresh coconut water. Every street corner was an adventure for my taste buds.
Yes, and sometimes the food experiences are even more fun than the sightseeing. Trying local dishes, learning how they are made, and sometimes even attempting to cook them yourself. It's all part of the journey.
Exactly. And travel also gives you new perspectives. You learn about other cultures, lifestyles, and ways of thinking. It makes you appreciate diversity and understand that there are many ways to live happily.
Yes, and sometimes it also teaches you to appreciate your own home more. Traveling far away makes you notice the little things you take for granted at home.
True, and it creates memories that last a lifetime, like the laughter on long bus rides, the sunsets you watched with new friends, the rain you got caught in while exploring a city. All these moments become stories you tell for years.
I remember in Peru hiking the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu. The journey was exhausting, but every step, every view, every sunrise over the mountains made it completely worth it.
That sounds incredible. I've always wanted to hike there. And the sense of accomplishment when you reach your destination, combined with the beauty around you, it's life-changing.
And sometimes the small adventures are just as memorable, like riding bicycles through a quiet village in the Netherlands, or taking a ferry to a tiny island in Croatia, or exploring hidden gardens in Paris.
Exactly. Travel is about both the big, epic adventures and the small, everyday discoveries. Every trip has its own story, and every experience adds to your life in ways nothing else can.
So, friends, what about you? Where would you love to travel? What are your dream destinations? Share with us in the comments. We would love to hear your stories.
And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed Travel Talks and subscribe for more adventures with Martha and Jonas.
In the next part, we will share our personal travel experiences in detail, the highs, the challenges, and the funny moments. You don't want to miss it.
Stay tuned and let's keep exploring the world together.
Hello again, friends. Welcome back to part 2 of our travel chat. I'm Martha.
And I'm Jonas. Hi, everyone. In this part, we'll share some of our personal travel experiences, the highs, the challenges, the surprises, and even the funny moments.
Oh, yes. Traveling isn't always picture perfect, but it's always memorable. Let's start with one of my favorite trips, my journey to Japan.
I can't wait to hear this one. Japan is amazing.
It really is. I spent 2 weeks there visiting Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. I was amazed by the blend of modern technology and ancient culture. Tokyo's skyscrapers, bright neon lights, and busy streets were such a contrast to the peaceful temples and gardens in Kyoto.
I've always loved that about Japan, the harmony between the past and the future. Did you get a chance to see the cherry blossoms?
Yes, I visited in spring and the cherry blossoms were in full bloom. I remember walking through a park in Kyoto, petals gently falling all around me. It felt like a dream. I even tried sketching them in my travel journal.
Wow, that sounds magical. Did you try any unique Japanese food?
Oh, absolutely. I had sushi at a tiny restaurant in Tsukiji Market, ramen from a small street shop, and even okonomiyaki in Osaka. Every meal felt like an adventure. The flavors were so fresh and the presentation was incredible.
That's the beauty of Japanese cuisine. Every bite is a story. For me, one unforgettable trip was to Iceland. I spent 10 days exploring the landscapes, and it was surreal.
Iceland! Tell me everything. I've always dreamed of going there.
Okay, imagine this. Glaciers stretching as far as the eye can see, waterfalls thundering into deep valleys, and hot springs bubbling in the middle of volcanic fields. On my second night, I saw the northern lights. The sky turned green and purple, swirling like it had a life of its own. I couldn't believe my eyes.
That must have been breathtaking. Did you do any hiking there?
Yes, I hiked on a glacier with crampons, which was both thrilling and terrifying. The guide explained the formations and the ice caves. Later, I went on a small boat tour between icebergs in a lagoon. It felt like exploring another planet.
Incredible! That's exactly why I love traveling. Every place has its own story and adventure. One of my funny experiences was in Morocco. I got lost in the Medina of Marrakesh and ended up in a small alley with a street market I had never planned to visit.
What happened then?
Well, I tried to ask for directions, but my French wasn't good enough. A kind local woman invited me to join her family for mint tea. We laughed, shared stories, and I even learned how to make the tea properly. It turned into one of the most memorable afternoons of my life.
That's amazing. Travel surprises like that are priceless. For me, in Thailand, I rented a scooter in Chiang Mai to explore the countryside. I accidentally took a wrong turn and ended up at a small waterfall, far from any tourist spot. I spent hours there, swimming in crystal clear water and talking to a local family who was picnicking nearby.
See, that's the magic of unplanned adventures. Sometimes the best moments are the ones you don't expect.
Absolutely. And food is always part of the adventure. In Thailand, I tried street food everywhere. Pad Thai, Som Tam, mango sticky rice, fresh coconuts. It was like a festival for my taste buds.
Oh, yes, food tells the story of a place. In Italy, I had pasta in a small family-run restaurant in Florence. The chef came out to greet every customer personally, and the pasta was made fresh in front of me. I even learned a few tips from him.
That's beautiful. For me, in Peru, I hiked the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu. The scenery was breathtaking, but the real experience was the people on the trail. We shared stories, laughter, and even helped each other carry backpacks at tough points.
That's what makes travel so enriching, the people you meet and the connections you make. Sometimes those moments are more memorable than the destinations themselves.
Exactly. And there's always a learning curve, like adapting to new cultures, understanding local customs, or even facing small challenges like transportation delays or language barriers.
I remember in India, I took a train ride that was supposed to be 4 hours, but it ended up taking 8. At first, I was frustrated, but then I started talking to fellow travelers and locals. We shared snacks, played cards, and sang songs. It turned into one of my favorite travel memories.
That's the beauty of flexibility. Travel teaches you to embrace the unexpected. One time in Portugal, I missed my bus and had to walk several miles to the next town. I discovered a tiny beach with no tourists, just locals fishing. I spent hours there watching the sunset. It was one of those quiet, peaceful moments.
Ah, those quiet, peaceful moments are treasures. Travel isn't always about seeing everything, it's about feeling everything. The sights, sounds, tastes, and emotions.
Well said. And sometimes humor comes into play. Like in Morocco, I tried bargaining in the market, but the vendor was so fast I couldn't keep up. I ended up paying double what I intended, and we all laughed about it.
Yes, or when you try to order food in a foreign language and get something completely unexpected. It's all part of the adventure.
Exactly, and every trip adds to your story. I still remember riding a bicycle through the Netherlands, stopping at small towns, tasting local cheese, and chatting with farmers. It was simple, yet unforgettable.
And that's what makes travel so addictive. Every new place, every new person, every new dish, it leaves a mark on your heart.
Absolutely. So, friends, tell us about your unforgettable travel experiences. Have you ever had a moment that surprised you or changed your perspective? Comment below. We'd love to hear your stories.
And remember to like this video if you enjoy travel stories and subscribe for more adventures with us.
In the next part, we'll talk about our dream bucket list trips, the places we still hope to explore, and why they're so special. Stay tuned, and let's keep discovering the world together.
So Jonas, now that we've shared our past experiences, let's talk about the places we still dream of visiting.
Absolutely. My bucket list is huge, but the top of it has always been New Zealand. I've seen pictures, watched documentaries, but I want to experience it firsthand. The mountains, the fjords, the adventure sports, everything.
New Zealand is incredible. I've always wanted to hike the Milford Track and see the fjords in person. I imagine standing on top of a mountain, looking down at a valley filled with lakes and mist. It must feel like being in a fantasy movie.
Exactly. And I'd love to try bungee jumping in Queenstown. It's supposed to be one of the most scenic jumps in the world. The adrenaline and the view combined must be unforgettable.
Oh, wow, you're braver than me. I think I'd rather try something like kayaking through the fjords or going on a scenic helicopter ride. Just floating above those landscapes sounds like a dream.
Fair enough. I'd probably scream the whole way. And what about you, Martha? Where's your ultimate bucket list destination?
It has to be Egypt. I've always been fascinated by history, ancient civilizations, and mysteries. Visiting the pyramids, exploring the temples along the Nile, and seeing the Sphinx, it's like stepping into a different era.
Egypt is incredible. I would love to take a Nile cruise and watch the sunset behind ancient temples and the local markets. Imagine the colors, the spices, the energy.
Exactly. And trying authentic Egyptian cuisine, kashari, falafel, fresh bread from a street vendor, it's all part of the experience.
Definitely. And then there's South America. I've always wanted to explore Patagonia. The glaciers, the mountains, the wildlife. It seems like such an untouched, raw place.
Oh, yes. And maybe combine it with a visit to Argentina. Buenos Aires, the tango, the food. I've heard the steaks are incredible, and Patagonia's landscapes must be surreal for photography.
Totally. And I also want to see the Galapagos Islands. The wildlife there is like nowhere else on Earth. Giant tortoises, marine iguanas, and so many unique birds. It's like stepping into a nature documentary.
That sounds amazing. I've read about snorkeling with sea lions and swimming with colorful fish. I think that's the kind of adventure that makes you feel connected to nature.
Exactly. And then there's Japan again. I've only seen part of it, but I want to explore Hokkaido in winter, skiing, snow festivals, and hot springs, and maybe attend a traditional tea ceremony in a small village.
Oh yes, winter in Hokkaido looks magical, and the contrast between the snowy landscapes and the warm, inviting onsen baths, I can imagine it being the perfect balance of adventure and relaxation.
And don't forget about Southeast Asia. I want to explore Vietnam fully. The floating markets, Halong Bay, motorbike trips through the countryside. It seems like a vibrant, colorful adventure.
Definitely. And I've always wanted to do a cooking class in Thailand, learning to make curries, pad thai, and desserts while surrounded by local ingredients. It's a hands-on cultural experience.
Yes, culinary travel is one of my favorites. You learn so much about culture and tradition through food. And sometimes the people you meet while cooking or eating weave the most lasting impressions.
Absolutely. And I also want to visit Morocco again, but this time venture further into the Sahara Desert. Spending a night under the stars in a desert camp, riding camels, it sounds magical.
That would be amazing. The desert is so vast and mysterious, and the culture there is so rich. The music, the markets, the traditions. I'd love to experience it all firsthand.
And then there's Europe. I still dream of exploring Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Finland, the fjords, the northern lights, the cozy towns, and the winter snow.
Scandinavia is incredible. I would love to take a road trip through Norway, stop at small villages, go on hikes, and maybe try dog sledding in Finland. It seems like the perfect mix of nature, adventure, and culture.
And Iceland, again, I'd love to go there in summer and see the contrast of green landscapes, blooming flowers, and active volcanoes. It must feel like walking on another planet.
Yes, nature everywhere feels larger than life. And then there's Africa. I've always wanted to go on a safari in Kenya or Tanzania. Seeing lions, elephants, and giraffes in their natural habitat must be incredible.
Oh, yes, and staying in a lodge close to the wildlife, listening to the sounds of the savannah at night, it must feel like being part of the ecosystem. And imagine photographing sunrises with elephants walking in the distance.
Exactly. And South Africa, too. Cape Town, Table Mountain, vineyards, and the beaches. It seems like a perfect mix of adventure, relaxation, and culture.
And then there's Australia. I've always wanted to explore the Great Barrier Reef, snorkel with tropical fish, and visit Sydney. I think the marine life there must be fascinating.
Definitely. And road tripping along the coast, visiting small towns, and discovering hidden beaches, Australia is made for that kind of adventure.
So many places to go, Jonas. Sometimes I feel like we need a lifetime just to cover our bucket list.
Tell me about it. But that's the beauty of travel. There's always a new destination, a new adventure, a new experience waiting for us, and it keeps life exciting.
Absolutely. And planning these trips is part of the fun. Researching, making itineraries, finding local guides, and even imagining ourselves walking through streets we've never been to. It's like a journey in itself.
True, and sometimes the planning leads to unexpected discoveries. You start looking for one thing and end up finding 10 more places you want to visit.
Exactly. Like when I was researching Greece, I discovered small islands I'd never heard of, with hidden beaches, traditional villages, and amazing local cuisine. It made me even more excited to travel there.
And I love using maps and travel apps to plan trips. It's like creating a treasure hunt for yourself. Every landmark, every hidden gem, every restaurant adds to the adventure.
Yes, and sometimes the best experiences are the ones we don't plan. A conversation with a local, a random festival, or an unmarked trail can be the highlight of a trip.
That's why travel is so unpredictable and exciting. You never know what's waiting around the corner, and that makes every journey special.
So, friends, if you're dreaming of travel, start planning, start imagining, and don't be afraid to explore beyond the usual destinations. The world is full of wonders, and every place has a story.
Absolutely. And we can't wait to share more of our travel adventures with you in the next part, including some of our funniest mishaps, unexpected surprises, and cultural experiences that completely blew our minds.
Stay tuned because the world is waiting, and we're just getting started. So, Jonas, now that we've talked about our dream destinations, let's dive into some of our funniest and most unexpected travel experiences.
Oh, yes. I think travel is never complete without a few mishaps or surprises that make you laugh later. Do you remember the time in Thailand when we tried to rent those scooters?
How could I forget? I was so nervous riding, and you kept telling me, "It's easy, Martha, just follow the locals." And then you ended up taking a wrong turn into that tiny alley with the market stalls.
Yes, I got us completely lost. But then we discovered that little street food market. Remember the mango sticky rice we tried? Honestly, that detour was worth it.
Definitely. Sometimes the unplanned moments become the best memories. And then there was a time in Italy when we tried to order gelato, and I accidentally asked for 10 scoops instead of 2.
Oh my gosh, yes. And the gelato vendor looked so confused, but eventually just handed it over with a smile. We had to share it with some tourists nearby because there was no way we could finish it.
Those moments are priceless. And don't even get me started on Morocco. Trying to bargain in the souks? I swear, I thought I was getting a good deal, but the vendor tricked me and we ended up paying double for a small rug.
Yes, but then he invited us for mint tea, and we spent the afternoon chatting and laughing. I guess some mishaps lead to the most authentic experiences.
Exactly. And traveling also teaches you to be flexible and patient, like when we missed the ferry in Greece and had to wait 2 hours in the sun. At first, I was frustrated, but then we started talking to local families, tried some olives, and ended up playing games with the kids.
That was such a fun memory. Or when we were in Iceland and the weather changed completely in 10 minutes. One moment it was sunny, the next moment it was snowing sideways.
Yes, and we had to run to the nearest shelter, but then we met a group of hikers who invited us to share their hot chocolate, and we ended up swapping travel stories for an hour.
Those spontaneous encounters are what make travel magical. You never know who you'll meet or what you'll experience.
True. And sometimes the cultural differences lead to funny situations, like in Japan, when I tried to bow properly but ended up almost knocking over a waiter.
Yes, and then I tried to imitate it and ended up bumping into a local's backpack. Everyone laughed, and we laughed too. It made the experience memorable.
And then there are the language barriers. In Vietnam, I tried to ask for directions to a market, but instead I somehow ended up at a temple. I was confused at first, but it turned out to be a beautiful, quiet place with amazing architecture and serene gardens.
That's the thing. Sometimes mistakes lead you to hidden gems you'd never find in a guidebook. Like when we got lost in Lisbon and discovered that tiny bakery with the best pastel de nata.
Oh, yes. And we ended up chatting with the baker about the recipe. He even let us try some fresh pastries straight from the oven. It was an unplanned experience, but unforgettable.
And food mishaps are another category, like in India when I tried to eat street food and ended up sweating so much because it was way spicier than I expected.
Yes, I had to buy you a lassi to cool down. But then we laughed so much at your reactions, and it became one of the funniest stories to tell our friends.
And it's not just food or directions. Transportation can be a source of adventure, too. Remember in Peru when our bus broke down in the middle of nowhere?
Oh, yes. We had no idea what to do, and then a local farmer came with his truck and helped us push the bus to the nearest town. We ended up having lunch with his family as a thank you.
Exactly. Travel is full of these unexpected turns. And honestly, those moments teach you more than any guidebook could.
Definitely. And sometimes cultural festivals create unforgettable experiences, like in Spain during La Tomatina, getting splashed with tomatoes all over, laughing until our faces hurt.
Yes, and then washing off in the fountain while locals cheered. It was chaotic, but amazing. Or the Holi festival in India, throwing colored powders and dancing with strangers. Those experiences are pure joy.
Absolutely. And even small local traditions leave a mark. Like in Morocco, attending a local wedding ceremony we stumbled upon. The music, the dances, the food, it was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
That's what makes travel rich. The combination of sights, sounds, tastes, and human connections. Every unexpected event adds depth to your journey.
And humor. Like when we tried skiing for the first time in Switzerland and ended up sliding down a small hill together, tangled in skis and laughing so hard we cried.
Yes, and the instructor watching us couldn't stop laughing either. Those moments become part of the story you tell forever.
And then sometimes wildlife surprises you, like in Costa Rica when a monkey snatched Jonas's sandwich right out of his hand.
Yes, and the monkey just ran off like a pro thief. I couldn't be mad. It was too funny.
Exactly. And these moments teach you to expect the unexpected, embrace it, and enjoy the journey.
Definitely. And all these funny, unexpected, cultural, and adventurous experiences are what make travel truly unforgettable. They create stories that last a lifetime.
So, friends, if you ever travel, don't stress over mishaps. Embrace them, laugh, and discover the magic in unexpected moments. Sometimes the detours are the best part of the journey.
Absolutely. And in the next part, we'll talk about some lessons travel has taught us about life, people, cultures, and even ourselves. You don't want to miss it.
So, Jonas, after all our adventures, mishaps, and discoveries, what do you think is the biggest lesson travel has taught us?
Oh, that's a deep one. I think the biggest lesson is to be open. Open to new experiences, new people, and even the unexpected. Travel teaches you flexibility like nothing else.
Absolutely. You learn to embrace uncertainty, and sometimes the detours become the best parts of the journey. And you realize that every place, no matter how different, has something to teach you.
Definitely. Travel also teaches gratitude. Being in different cultures, seeing how people live, and appreciating the little things makes you value your own life more.
Yes, like watching a sunrise over Machu Picchu or standing in a quiet temple in Kyoto, those moments make you pause and feel thankful for the chance to experience them.
And you also learn patience. Sometimes transportation fails, plans go wrong, or language barriers confuse you. But navigating these challenges helps you grow.
True. And I feel travel also builds empathy. Meeting people from different walks of life, hearing their stories, and sharing moments with them helps you understand humanity better.
Absolutely. And sometimes travel teaches you more about yourself than anything else. You discover your limits, your strengths, your fears, and even your passions.
That's so true. I remember the time we hiked in Patagonia. It was exhausting, cold, and wet. But when we reached the viewpoint and saw the glacier, I felt a sense of accomplishment and peace I've never felt before.
Exactly. Those moments stay with you forever. And travel also teaches creativity. Planning trips, finding hidden gems, adapting to new situations. It makes you think outside the box.
And it inspires storytelling. Every trip, every experience, every person you meet adds a chapter to your own story. That's why we love sharing our adventures with our friends and viewers.
Yes, and it also encourages curiosity. You start noticing details, the architecture, the traditions, the food, the music, and you want to learn more about the world.
Travel also reminds us of the beauty of simplicity. Sometimes the most memorable experiences are the simplest. A shared meal with locals, a quiet beach at sunset, or a walk through a tiny village.
And laughter. Don't forget laughter. Travel is full of funny moments, unexpected surprises, and situations that make you laugh until your stomach hurts. Those memories last a lifetime.
Absolutely. And the best part is that travel never really ends. Even after returning home, the memories, lessons, and inspirations stay with you. You carry them in your heart forever.
So true. And for anyone watching, our biggest advice is travel with an open heart, stay curious, and embrace every moment, even the messy, unpredictable ones. They make the best stories.
And now, for a little homework challenge for our friends at home, we want you to do the following. 1. Write down your top 3 dream travel destinations and explain why each one inspires you. 2. Share a funny or unexpected experience you've had while traveling or exploring your own city. And 3. Try to learn one simple phrase in a foreign language for your next travel. Something as small as hello or thank you.
Yes, comment your answers below. We would love to read them and maybe even share some of your stories in our next video.
And here's a little reflection exercise. Think about what travel has taught you about yourself. How did you change? What did you learn? And how did it impact your perspective on life? Write it down. Even a few sentences will make you appreciate your experiences more.
This is a fun and meaningful homework because travel is not just about places. It's about growth, learning, and connection.
Exactly. And our comment for you, dear viewers, don't wait for the perfect time to travel. Even small trips, local explorations, or spontaneous adventures can teach you lessons and create memories.
Absolutely. Every journey counts, every experience matters, and every smile, laugh, or unexpected moment adds richness to your life.
So friends, keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop dreaming. The world is full of wonders, and the next adventure is just around the corner.
Thank you for joining us in this travel series. We hope you enjoyed our stories, learned something new, and feel inspired to embark on your own adventures.
Until next time, keep wandering, keep laughing, and keep learning.
Safe travels, everyone.